Oh man, so yesterday we broke the news that Andre could be coming back to Fantom with a specific intention, which I tried to piece together in yesterday's video. And a lot of you guys came back to say, should we be idolizing Andre? And are we making the same mistake again, trusting him in this new process? I'm going to break that down. I'm also going to look at the latest update on Luna, because there's been another huge announcement, which could be even more Luna is being burnt. So we're going to come on to that. We're going to look at the technical levels on the charts as always, so smash up the like buttons. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, this video is brought to you by PRIMEXBT. Yes, links in the description. They've been kind enough to offer this community a $7,000 bonus when you deposit. So click the link in the description, deposit with promo code Ijaz1, and you're going to get up to $7,000, which you can trade with without even touching your original deposit. So go check that out. And let's get straight now into the chart, because Fantom here is now trying to form its fourth green daily candle, and now you can see from this wedge which we were forming, this bearish pennant which normally breaks to the upside, we've managed to use the Andre information and catalyst to get ourselves breaking to the upside. So this is a really important level that we've managed to break. I'm going to switch on over to the 4 hourly to make it a little bit easier to take a look at, and you can see we were forming this bear pennant, and normally you were to break down to the downside, and we were looking at price targets of 24. Instead, we've managed to break through, very importantly, the 38 cents mark. We've managed to push beyond it. You can see we got rejected on the initial wick at a high of 46 cents. Now currently consolidating around 41, 42 cents, trying to keep the daily candle in the green. But this was a really big piece of catalyst. Remember, the market is really down right now. We've had a couple of days here over the weekend where Bitcoin's managed to be green, right? Up 2% today. It was up slightly yesterday. We're just sitting below 30,000 on Bitcoin because the equity markets are closed. So the equity markets aren't in the red to drag Bitcoin down, and we know they're hugely correlated recently. We've also got Luna. Remember, we covered this off earlier today. Luna up hugely. You have to go over to the 5-minute chart to see kind of the growth here on Luna. And again, due to this burning being announced, you've had a big run up to the upside. It's getting a little bit of a consolidation here, a little bit of retracement, but it could push on more. And one of the reasons we've noticed for why it could be pushing was MEXC. One of the larger exchanges announced MEXC in partnership with Luna recovery plan, right? Should we buy back Luna and proceed with Luna burn in order to decrease Luna circulations in the market? It's your call, vote now. And if you click on through, what you'll notice is they outline their plan. MEXC is delighted to offer a special recovery plan dedicated to the Luna community. We need your decision in deciding whether we should buy back Luna and proceed with Luna burn in order to decrease Luna circulation on the market. Very interesting, guys. So if you take a read, you have to be MEXC users are eligible for participation. For new users, please register for a MEXC account through this link to confirm your participation. Once the voting rate hits 50%, MEXC will utilize all the actual trading fees from the Luna USDT spot trading pairs to perform a secondary market buyback and proceed with the Luna burn. Guys, what do I think of this? Can it have a big influence on the Luna price? You guys know how it is. I break things down as straightforwardly as I possibly can. This is a marketing campaign, right? This is a great marketing campaign by MEXC. Again, MEXC, an up-and-coming exchange. Naturally, they're going to want to sign up users. And this is a smart move, right? It doesn't affect you guys. If you're going to sign up to MEXC and you vote, right? Good for them. They increase their number of people using their exchange, and they're going to take the trading fee, which would normally go onto their balance sheet as like revenue, right? And they're going to go burn Luna USD. So again, we're getting this huge community spirit from the lunatics now, which is really fun to watch. The Luna trying to fight back against Do Kwon's proposal. They're saying, hang on a second, Do Kwon can go and do his thing and fork and protect his developers, but the people who care about the Luna token in itself are going to stay and try to burn. They're not waiting for direction for Do Kwon. They're going to crack on and do it themselves. So it's quite interesting to see. And if MEXC is doing this, would other exchanges jump on board? What kind of other things can we see? Really interesting. But again, I outline all my thoughts on what's going on with the whole burn thing in the video earlier, so make sure you go watch that. Really important. I explain what I'm doing in the market in terms of Luna, and do I think this is sustainable? How can you profit from it? What's the view long term? So go watch that video. But coming back on to Fantom, we've seen some really interesting growth here. If you just look at Fantom here on the number of unique addresses, continue to climb, continue climb, well over 3 million now sitting at 3.11 million unique addresses, and the daily increase was 14,000, guys. That's huge. Okay, really big number of daily increases in wallets. Again, just showing that people are still using it, even though we're at one of the worst periods in terms of DeFi. Given the whole Luna drama, people are spooked in terms of DeFi. This is still steady progress here from Fantom, which is good. Now, let's take a look at the Fantom chart, because on the chart, if we pull it up, you will see here on the hourly, it was looking great, right? We can see that we've broken out from this wedge. We've managed to start heading higher. Now, we need to be careful, right? Because if the markets open up in the red tomorrow, if Bitcoin will therefore follow the market, start falling to the downside, and you can continue to see some Fantom start to fall back down to some of these levels towards 30 cents. So we need to be careful of that. But the upside situation is very nice now. And for Fantom, remember, can you see how quickly this breakdown was? You tried to hold 58 cents, and then it fell very quickly through 38 all the way down to form the low. So on the upside, we need to recover 58. I know it's a long way away, but because we fell so quickly there, you can also pump quite quickly up towards 58 as well. So that's what we're looking at as upwards potential. Of course, you'll need Bitcoin and equities on your side and a bit of a tailwind in order to work our way back up to 58. But the key thing I want everybody to take away from this couple of days or what's happened is the Andre Cronje issue. And what I want to discuss around this is a lot of people were saying to me, oh, should we be idolizing Andre Cronje, right? Wait, and I want to clarify my take on why I think this could be exciting and why it's not quite idolizing him as you may think. So when Andre Cronje left, I was one of the first people that came out and said, look, the Fantom ecosystem as a layer 1 blockchain is in and of itself does not need Andre Cronje. He built it, yes, but if you go and listen to his interviews, and we've reacted to all of the key messages in his interviews and cover this all off, Andre Cronje is the genius mind. And if you know anything about these genius minds, they build everything they can on the outset, right? And then they let it go. They let their projects go, just like he did with Solidly Exchange. He said the same thing. If he was in charge today, there's nothing else he would do. He put all of his brain into that project, and then a different team has to run with it. Same with Fantom. He was there in the early days. He continues to be there as a strategic advisor. He never really left, right? If you've not watched my interview with Michael Kong, go watch that. Michael Kong hinted at that. I was quite candid about the fact that it seems like Andre continues to be there as a strategic advisor. Go watch it. But the interesting thing is now, what's different? He's not coming back to just, the reason we're not excited because of that is he's not just coming back to help Fantom as a layer 1 blockchain. It looks like he's focused on the F-Mint technology. And again, this is just me coming up with ideas and trying to stitch it together. That's what we do here on this channel. We take the information we've got, we try to figure out where the market is heading. And it looks like if Andre's working on the F-Mint, which is obviously the FUSD, the stablecoin on the Fantom ecosystem, could it be that he's coming in for a bigger purpose? And that is what I was speaking about yesterday. And I think a lot of you resonated with that, because somebody like that, the genius mind, the godfather of DeFi, somebody says, he's going to want the bit between his teeth to come in and do something special. That's what motivates him. He wants to do big projects, which gets his name out there to prove that he can move the ecosystem forward with things that nobody else can do. So when he sees someone like Do Kwon failing hugely publicly with a stablecoin, with the whole crypto market now saying anything with a stablecoin needs to be hit with a red brush and tarnished because stablecoin is never going to work. It's not just, people aren't just saying a algorithmically backed stablecoin isn't going to work, right? Which is what Luna was. All stablecoins full stop are getting tarnished, right? You're seeing Tether depegging. You're seeing any coins over the period when Luna started falling, which had any stablecoin, was falling. Fantom announced their FUSD recovery plan. Again, led them to fall. Bad timing, right, in the market. But this is what makes things interesting, because if Andre is coming back to build that technology, to really give that a go, to figure out the true stablecoin, and he happens to be doing that on Fantom, who has a good relationship with, built the Fantom Layer 1 blockchain with the team. He's their strategic advisor. How huge could that be for Fantom that he just happens to be trying to solve this issue on Fantom? Now, the other end of the stick is this, and we have to be completely transparent here. If you're building a Layer 1 blockchain and too entangled into it is your stablecoin, and that stablecoin fails, you can indeed end up in a horrible situation like we saw with Luna. So you can look at it from both ways. Yes, it could be that Andre Cronje comes in, builds an amazing stablecoin, and really proves how it's done, and Fantom goes on a huge run. Or it could be he builds a stablecoin, and years from now we realize, oh, even this stablecoin failed, right? So this is the beauty of investing. You guys have to take the information you have available and make the decisions you think are most appropriate. For me, I think it's really, really interesting, because I don't think it's possible. I think it's really important for Layer 1 blockchains to have some form of stable coins. Okay, I was never a fan of the algorithmically backed stablecoin, but it was working in fairness to Do Kwon and the team. What didn't work was when he started to become hybrid collateralized with 3.5 billion to back over 10 billion of UST, right? That doesn't work. You're either collateralized or you're not. You're not halfway. You can't be half pregnant, right? So that's the thing. And you've got FUSD, which is still loads of work to do. And you can see Andre Cronje is coming in to help fix all that and recover that. But at least they're going down the route of a more traditional over-collateralized way. There's still some risks involved, right? To collateralize using an altcoin like Fantom is still risky, right? It's not as safe as something like Tether, which is collateralized, albeit not 200% collateralized, but collateralized with cash and cash equivalents, which, again, they have their own issues as well. So it's a really interesting space, one we need to continue to monitor. There's no clear answer here, right? But the fact is, Fantom as an ecosystem is stronger with better minds, right? I still remain strong to the fact that Fantom does not need Andre Cronje day to day for the layer one. They don't. They already have him in terms of strategic input, but for the FUSD, for the stablecoin, if this is something that Andre Cronje is truly trying to work on and literally rolling up his sleeve and doing GitHub commits, which is what got so many people excited, then perhaps that could be a whole different story. So there you go, guys. Another thing I want to make sure I've made super clear is look from a technical perspective how quickly things bounce back. Okay, I've always said this: when you're building out your portfolio, you want to look on green days. How are your altcoins moving? If Bitcoin is moving 3-4% and your altcoin is not moving, that's a red flag for you. They should be moving unless there's some bad news or something happened and you know why, right? They should be moving generally. If Bitcoin's moving, the market is moving, your altcoin should be moving. So start looking for that. And this is a really good clue of how quickly on altcoins, low cap altcoins, projects can move, right? It was just, 12th of May here when the Luna stuff was happening. You're sitting here at 24 cents. You now pretty much doubled your money, right? Sitting at 42, just under a double here, doubling it up all the way up to 46 cents at the high here. So things move quickly. So it's really important that when you see fear in the streets, when you can see people not wanting to buy, not talking crypto, fudding it out, this is a useless project, any project with a stable coin is useless, Fantom is dead, this project is dead, they'll critique all your projects, right? All the way up to Bitcoin, all the way down to your lowest cap project, they'll critique everything. But you need to hold your conviction. You, at the end of the day, need to pull the trigger to buy and build out your portfolio. So there you have it, guys. There is the update on what's going on with Luna in terms of their burning. Really interesting marketing spin by MEXC, but still, the more Luna burn, the better for the community. It's good that they're creating their community and trying to fight back and give an alternative to just Do Kwon and his fork proposal, which seems to be in the best interest of his dApp developers, in all honesty. And then there you go. That's what you're getting on Fantom, and why I think, people being excited about what Andre Cronje could bring in terms of the stablecoin isn't a contradiction. It isn't you doubling down on Andre Cronje and saying, oh, Fantom needs him to run its layer one blockchain, but it really does add extra value that he's working on stablecoin, and it just happens to be on Fantom. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. Don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe. If you like my perspective, then consider checking out the course member live streams, link in the description. As always, this video is brought to you by PRIMEXBT, so do check them out, links in the description, and they've been kind enough to offer this community up to $7,000 in bonuses. So when you deposit with coupon code Ijaz1, and you're going to get up to $7,000, which you can trade with instantly without even touching your deposits. Do go check that out. Get yourself signed up on that exchange. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.